This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Hey, did you miss us out at the State Fair? Well, you can shop all of our 2025 fair designs in the KFAN Pro Shop today, including that Wheel of Topics t-shirt. And be on the lookout for a few brand new variations as well. Secure your new KFAN swag today at KFAN.com/store.
Looks like we've made national news, Tennessee. I
saw that.
You alerted me to this. Carl Anthony Towns made an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Nick Starr. One of the segments during his performance was the host asked him to rate the infamous nicknames that he has been given with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. The first Fallon mentioned, this is from a story from Parade Magazine, I go to people.com twice a day. I go to parade.com once a day. The first Fallon mentioned was CAT, which stands for the Knick Center's initials, to which he responded, I love it, and gave it a thumbs up, adding simple, right to the point. The second nickname, Kit Kat, made the NBA star pause briefly before he responded with a thumbs up. I got a love for Kit Kats, so I'm still giving a thumbs up. This is something that's going around since, and then the host explained, this is something that's going around since you were in New York Knicks, so maybe we're thinking Bodega Cat, which is the name that I gave him when he was traded to the New York Knickerbockers. Oh, yeah, I like that one, Towns said, giving him a thumbs up. The nickname Big Bodega was given by his teammate Josh Hart after the then New York Knicks member made his preseason debut. Hart even shared it on X, celebrating the moment with fans. However, while Towns loved the four previous nicknames, he wasn't as enthusiastic about the next name, which includes the Big Meow. He claims like it sounds like a Josh Hart, so he decided to pass on it. It wasn't Josh Hart. It was the common man, Dan Cole. And I said it to him when he was on this radio station before he was traded. Was that 2 years ago or was it just last? It was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Before the season started.
Julius has only played 1 year for us, right?
So was it the season before?
It'd been like a year ago.
And so it has to have been just before he was traded.
Yeah.
And the Wolves were doing a media, what would you call it? Splurge, for lack of a better word. And they were offering up players for each of the shows. And of course, after all the other shows had their opportunity to select, it came up to us and it was perfect. Carl Anthony Towns. And I told him straight out, I call you the Big Meow. What do you think? I don't really like that one very much. So he must have even forgotten about that moment, and I don't blame him. I mean, there's a lot of people that would think being on the radio with the common man would be as life-changing as having the fourth pick, announcing the fourth pick in the National Football League draft for the Minnesota Vikings. Karl Anthony Towns, not so much, but he did not like Big Meow at that time, and apparently he still doesn't. So he decided he would pass on Big Meow. He said, Josh Hart, if you're watching this, I don't like that either. That wasn't Josh Hart that gave you that nickname. That was the guy. So you should have said, I just want to say Dan Cole, if you're watching this, I don't like that one either. The last nickname made him cringe with Fallon saying the Big Purr, P-U-R-R. Town said that's even worse than what Josh Hart says. So
I can play the audio for all this, too, if you want.
Oh, for all what? Wow.
This entire back and forth between him and Fallon.
Oh, I wish you would have told me that. Yeah, Go ahead.
What was on the story?
I thought maybe we can go through a couple of nicknames. You give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know how this is going to go, so we're all together in this.
Remember, just the thumb, too. Okay. No other finger.
Oh, okay. Good.
Thank you. Cat.
I love it.
I like that, too.
Simple, right to the point.
Yeah, cat.
Yeah, absolutely. You like it? Yeah, I like it. They agree.
Karl Anthony Towns, I get cat. How about Kit Kat? Okay.
I got a love for Kit Kat, so I'm still good.
Oh, really? Okay, you like Kit Kat?
For sure, absolutely.
This is something that's going around because you're a New York Knick.
Okay.
So we're thinking maybe Bodega Cat.
Ooh, yeah. I like
You like that?
I like that.
Everyone knows the Bodega Cat. Always crawling around some type of box of cereal or something. Oh, yeah. I like Bodega Cat. The Big Bodega.
I love that. See, everyone said, I didn't even have to say anything.
They like it. The Big Bodega.
Yeah.
The Big Meow.
Yeah, that sounds like a Josh Hart. No. No, absolutely not.
That's a no?
No, Josh Hart, if you're watching this, I don't like that either.
All right.
Josh Hart.
The Big Purr? Really? Double thumbs down?
That's two. That's even worse than what Josh Hart said.
No! I like Big Purr. It's kind of cool.
Big Purr?
Yeah, Big Purr. Yeah, because I'm not saying like the Big Purr. Yeah. Yo, Big Purr! Big Purr, you go. Cat?
I don't know about that one. I think Cardi B is going to be the only one who likes it.
Yeah.
They were having fun, so their audience was having fun.
Big Meow was actually, and again, once again, not getting credit. I've had so much material stolen over the years that it doesn't even really matter anymore. But I love Big Meow. I just think that's a great one. I don't know why he would not embrace it. He also didn't take me up on, if you remember, Teneby, he talked about how he likes to play golf. And I gave an offer. I said, you and I, 18 holes. If you win, you get my yearly salary. If I win, I get your yearly salary. And if you remember, he said, I don't think that sounds like a very good deal for me. And he's right. But I would have taken the chance, right? You have to, right? I mean, again,
that's life-changing money.
I need the money. Well, it ain't going to get me to the grave, fool.
Well, no.
Ain't going to get me to the grave. But yeah, it would have been good. So there you go. The big meower, as we like to call it.
You've gone national.
Bodega Cat. Yes, I've gone national. And there you go with.
I do like Bodega Cat.
Well, yeah.
I kind of like the Big Bodega too.
Yeah, Big Bodega is not bad either. That's pretty good. Here's a text message that came in regarding the Vikings. Says, here's a comment about J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz. It's true J.J. only had one good quarter, but he also had a decimated offensive line, and Wentz played Cincinnati, which was clearly not a good team without Joe Burrow. And Wentz had the luxury of a big lead given by the defense and Christian Darrisaw on the offensive line. So I don't think it's fair to judge J.J. yet. And I'm not making like a final declaration that, well, J.J. McCarthy just is never going to be able to be a quarterback in the National Football League. And the points he brings up in that text message are certainly true.
Yeah.
And the scenario that I painted was that Wentz goes on to be instrumental in the next couple of games where he's not just, as was described by the coach and I think others, and I think that was an apt description of his performance. It was point guard-like. Getting the ball to the right people. They had a big lead, right? They was 17-3. We talked about this 3 or 4 times now on the show. They Bengals were actually driving. They put together the best drive of the game. It's 17-3. They're inside Vikings territory. There's not much time left in the first half. And you're thinking, boy, Bengals are starting to put some plays together now. And they got a drive going. If they score there and make it 17-10, who knows what happens, right? Instead, it's the fumble by Zayraj. Zayraj scoop and scores. Now we go from 17-3 to 24-3, and then the Vikings scored 10 more points in the next little less than 2 minutes, and it was game, set, match. So now Wentz is in a position where, Tenny, you probably could have quarterbacked the club at that point. You're handing the ball off. You're making, I would think, full disclosure, once the game got out of hand, I went to go work on my golf game. So I didn't see every play in the second half. But there were no pressurized situations. There wasn't like, it's a 3rd and 8. We're only up 3. We're deep in our own territory. It was just, let's just milk the clock, try to get first downs, get another score if we can, sure. But let's just make sure that we don't make any mistakes and let the Bengals get back in the ballgame, which was going to be hard to do anyways. With what was the score at that? Was it
34-3?
34-3. I mean, let's face it. There was really little to no chance of the Bengals getting back into the ball game. So yeah,
the Vikings did it once, down 33-0, and it was like the greatest comeback in NFL history.
That's spot on. So yeah, and I'm still not convinced that Wentz. We'll see. I mean, he'll. My guess is he starts against Pittsburgh unless McCarthy makes a miraculous quick recovery from the ankle sprain.
He's starting the next 2.
And if the coach decided to play him, but that doesn't seem like it's likely. So Wentz is going to get the start, and we'll see if he's Pittsburgh's. I don't know. You know, they're 2-1. I don't think they're anything. I think, you know, in the A-Raj angle's nice. That's fun, but I don't think Pittsburgh is going to present. I don't think, and you know. I think it should be an okay ball game. They're not a powerhouse team. They're not like you're playing the Ravens. They're not like you're playing the Chargers. You're not playing Philadelphia. You're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I would expect Wentz should be fine, but we'll see. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. It's the Common Man program along with 10 to B here on The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive. And when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen. And it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Lions Hassan Minaj and Ronnie Cheng hate each other, and they're taking it public. Catch Hassan Hates Ronnie, Ronnie Hates Hassan at the Orpheum Theater Saturday, November 1st. 2 comedy legends, 1 epic roast battle. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Sounds like more fun than a barrel of monkeys or...
I think you and Sasha do a roast battle on one of your Flop, Sweat, and Tears.
Yeah. Cleveland beats the Packers 13-10. Really all I have to say about it is... I can't pronounce the kicker's name. He's got more consonants and vowels. It's similar to Kent Herbeck. Andre Zizmit. SZMYT. 55-yard field goal as time expired, which erased, as the Browns erased a 10-0 deficit to beat Green Bay. It looked like Green Bay was going to wrap it up, Tennessee. They set up for a field goal after they drove to the Browns 25, but someone called Shelby Harris blocked a 43-yard field goal attempt by Brandon McManus and Greg Newsome. The second recovered at the 47. Cleveland took over. And how about this drive that was manufactured by Joe Flacco? 16 yards in 5 plays. It's a hell of a drive. 16 yards in 5 plays. 2 seconds left. The rookie kicker who had missed an extra point earlier, kicked a loss last week, kicks the game-winning field goal, and that's that was the end. Then did you see how Tampa Bay came back? The Jets looked like they were going to get their first victory. Did you see Aaron Glenn's celebration dance?
Yes, I did. It's pretty good.
It almost looked like a Michael Jackson moonwalk, but in reverse. He was doing it forward rather than backward. Same thing. Blocked field goal. And then Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield had to drive the club down. In the last couple of, because the Jets kick a field goal, or was it a touch? They took the lead. I don't know exactly how it happened. They took the lead. And then the Browns drove down and
Buccaneers.
I'm sorry. And the Buccaneers drove down with Baker Mayfield and won the football game. So I like Tampa and I like Mayfield.
All 3 of their wins have been scores in the last minute.
Yep.
They're the cardiac cats is what they are.
The cardiac cats is they're the buzzer-beating Bucs.
Oh, I like that one.
Buzzer-beating Bucs. Or the skip-a-beat Bucs. Like if you skip a heartbeat, skip-a-beat Bucs. Or the, what was the other one I just came up with?
Buzzer-beating Bucs?
The buzzer-beating Bucs. And then Chargers beat the Broncos. Are we finally ready to believe? Because, every year, me and you would roll our eyes, shrug our shoulders, and shake our heads when everybody would say, this is the year the Chargers, they're going to be really good. Herbert's brilliant. They're going to win their division. They're going to make a deep run, and they never do. Maybe this year's different. They beat the Broncos yesterday. On a 43-yard field goal to win the game, 23-20. I like the Chargers.
It's hard not to. I think, Harbaugh's clearly a good coach. Everywhere he goes, regardless of cheating accusations, everywhere he goes, he wins, and he usually turns it around quickly. And my question with the Chargers over the last couple of years is I've thought Herbert's been a little overrated. And now he's, to me, reaching the area where everyone had said he was. And I don't think he got there until this year, but he's been absolutely brilliant. And I think part of it is his play, no doubt. But, Harbaugh made sure when he came in, I'm going to secure this offensive line. We're going to use draft capital on our offensive line. If you got a quarterback like that, you got to make sure you can protect them. Quentin Johnson, who was considered a huge bust at wide receiver, has now put together 3 really good games. They went and got Keenan Allen late, back from the Chicago Bears.
He caught a tutty late in the game.
Yeah, he's just I know he's up there in age, but he's just a solid pro. So I feel like Herbert now has a variety of options to pass to, and he's got blocking. And now he looks like he's just on another level.
There's To me, you can use this anytime you want. It's a hard league to figure out from week to week. Falcons beat the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't textbook for Atlanta, but they win the game. They get shut out by the Carolina Panthers 30-0 the next week. And Cousins relieved Penix, right? And my guess is he didn't do much either, right? Because they didn't score a point. And Panthers intercepted Penix twice, forced 3
Kirko
turnovers.
was 5 of 7 for 29 yards.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Penix 18 of 36 for 172 and 2 ints.
Yeah. Oh, here's a Cousins note for you. Who's the guy on Fox that's their insider, Fox TV? Glazer, Jay Glazer. They asked him, the panel said, is anybody calling about Kirk Cousins? He said, no, nobody, not a team. So not one, his sources tell him no one has inquired about Kirk Cousins, which really doesn't surprise me for the kind of money you would, and I don't know how that works when you make a trade for somebody like that, how much Atlanta would be on the hook for, how much the team would be on the hook for. I think Kirk's...
Maybe the Bengals might call after yesterday.
Well, yeah, that's possible. But I kind of think Kirk's days as a legitimate starting quarterback are probably come and gone. Would you agree?
He looked bad last year.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know how much of it was Achilles related, but he did not put on good tape last year. He's up there in age. He costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you have a great offensive line if you're going to have him there.
And none of that's worried because
right. So it takes a lot of variables have to go that way for you to want to make that decision.
And you have to have a quarterback whisperer.
Well, yeah.
And if you don't have that, then you've got nothing. So yeah, I think his best days have probably come and gone. Anything else in the NFL that? Well,
Darnold played well again yesterday.
He did.
I think maybe the biggest surprises are Darnold. The Seahawks are 2-1. Efficiency, like analytics would tell you, they're the best team in football, actually. And then I know the Colts haven't played the toughest of competition through 3 games, but
they put
up 40 points every game.
Yeah, Danny Halfdollar was really good again, right? Nice game for Danny Dimes. Is that correct?
I did not see any of the game, but they put up 41 points. So I'm going to go ahead and assume so.
Yeah, I'm assuming that
he was 18 and 25 for 220 yards. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor had 102 yards rushing, 3 tutties.
Yeah. One other something else in the league that caught my eye. Hold on, let me scan real quick.
The Chiefs finally won last night in New York on Sunday Night Football.
Well, and that's what I want to ask you. No one wants to write off the Chiefs, and rightfully so. I get that. The Giants are an awful football team, right? And, a win's a win, but it was... Deuce and I were watching it early, and it was kind of an ugly game, and it wasn't very aesthetically pleasing or anything. Do you think there are concerns about Kansas City? You think no?
Sure.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, even through the first 2 games, Pat Mahomes' best wide receiver is Rashee Rice. He's been suspended. Xavier Worthy, his next best wide receiver, goes down early in game 1. So now his passing options are Travis Kelce, who's clearly past his prime. And, now you're looking at Tyquan Thornton, who's just been a journeyman guy who never lived up to the hype early on. Hollywood Brown, who you never know what you're going to get out of him. They're dealing with, JJ Smith-Schuster. So he's got literally no one to pass to, and they can't run the ball either. So their offense... And the Chiefs' defense is good. I mean, that's the encouraging thing is if you are a Chiefs fan, you go, our defense is top 10, top 5 in the league. Maybe once we get Rashee Rice back, and I'm not sure if Xavier Worthy played yesterday or not. I know he was hurt going into it. If you start to get some of those pieces back, I can see a scenario where the Chiefs still could work. But, they've got the Ravens again next week. I mean, they had to win last night.
Yep.
You can't lose to the Giants, go 0-3, and then play Baltimore week 4. Then your season's over. But they could easily lose to the Ravens next week and be 1-3.
Is it in Baltimore and Burrowhead?
It's at home.
Okay.
And they got the Lions in a couple weeks as well. Yeah. So Their schedule's a little bit challenging, and they don't have all their weapons.
Let's do this. Let's we'll take one last break. Come back. One more segment to go. We'll bounce a couple of odds and ends off at 10 to B. This is the Common Man program right here on the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Dan. Actor and comedy legend Adam Sandler is coming to Grand Casino Arena October 22nd. From Happy Gilmore to Billy Madison, he's bringing the laughs live. Want to win your way in? Check out KFAN.com keyword contest for your shot of tickets.
My guess is Adam Sandler thinks the same way I do, though. No money, no funny.
That's KFAN.com keyword calendar to enter today.
Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm about to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
Not only do let's say this. Let's start out with this. I think Travis Kelce's done.
Yeah.
Not only is he not the best tight end in pro football, he's not even the best tight end on his roster. That would be your guy, Noah Gray.
Noah Gray.
There was another one of those. It happened last year, if I recall, and it happened again yesterday, where there was a confrontation between the tight end and head coach, Andy Reid. And again, there's no real explanation for it from either side. It says Reid bumped his tight end's shoulder as they jawed with each other in the second quarter. The offense looked sluggish in the first half against a poor Giants team. Kelce finished the game with 4 receptions for 26 yards. Kelce was not in the locker room when reporters were free to ask questions to players, so he did not comment on the matter, but Reid said he was not worried about the incident. Here's what he said. I love Travis's passion, man. I'm okay with that. We didn't have enough of it in the second quarter. It wasn't where we needed it to be, so within reason, he knows when to back off the pedal and knows when to push it, too. That's the part I love about him. The guy's all in. Sometimes I have to be the policeman. He's an emotional guy. Mahomes says he's a guy that loves it. That's what's made him so great. I know they love each other. That's what you want out of greats. I still, but no explanation as to what the jawing was about, or did I miss something in those quotes right there? Is it just the idea that the offense was bad? And why because Kelce seemed to be annoyed coming off the field. Did he not think he was being thrown the ball? I don't know what happened there, but did you hear an explanation? Have you seen anything?
I didn't watch the game last night, but I did read part of the story you just heard.
So I don't know what the issue is, but it was it last week or was it week one where Kelce was directly responsible for losing the football game? If you remember, the Chargers game. The Chargers game. He had a pass deflect out of his hands near the goal line.
Or no, that was the Philly game. I'm sorry.
He had a pass deflected off his hands near the goal line, and it was intercepted by the Eagles, and that basically completely changed the complexion of the game. And he's got to be, 35, 6, 7 years old?
Which in tight end years.
Yes. That's like in dog years. If it was dog years, he'd be dead. So, I don't know.
Even like when you just watch routes with him now, like he used to just be open all the time. And he struggles to get open, and he clearly doesn't have... He was also one of the best yak tight ends maybe we've ever seen.
Yeah.
In terms of, getting balls after he catches it, or, running for more yards after he catches it. And he doesn't do any of that anymore.
Do you think upcoming nuptials with Tay-Tay has something to do with it? Do you think he's distracted? Do you think he's moving on? Because wasn't there rumors that he might even retire after last year? I thought I heard that.
Maybe if they would have won the big game, he might have retired last year. He came back. Apparently he lost weight and trimmed down this offseason. I think he's just, I think it's father time with tight ends. It's a pretty physical spot to play.
Yeah. And maybe he's distracted. Maybe he's ready to move on with the rest of his life. But he certainly isn't doing the club any favors right now. Tonight, 10-B, the team that's based in the city where I was born back in 1958, December 20th at 4:10 in the morning. The Motor City Kitties will... Well, they're not going to travel to Baltimore. They're already there. I would hope they've left by now. They take on the Ravens. Ravens, a preseason favorite to win the whole thing. They lost that shootout with Buffalo, right? They had it wrapped up, and Buffalo came back late. So what are they, 1-1?
They're 1-1.
1 on the season. Detroit's also 1-1 on the season. Probably a lot of it has to... like a lot of fans, when your team is over the years in your lifetime never really... done much at all. I mean, the Vikings are kind of in the same boat, though. At least they've been to big games and they've been to NFC championship games since their last appearance in the big game, as we talked about a number of times. I think it's 6 times. They're 0-6, but they've been to 6 NFC championship games since their last big game appearance. Kitties made it in 91 and lost to Washington, and then they made it 2 years ago when they lost to San Francisco, and they blew a huge lead. They were up 24-7 at the half and lost. So maybe it's part of that, because I think Viking fans, many of them are similar to Lions fans, and you always expect the worst, right? It's that glass half empty, that pessimistic outlook that I have on sports. Sports is your whole life, just sports. Trying to convince myself that the Lions can win this game. And I know that, any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, regardless of what night they play, I know. I mean, I didn't think the Browns were going to beat the Packers yesterday, even though it was at Cleveland. I thought that was, to me, I picked them in spreads. I'm going to lose, I think, 10 points the next. I think they were a 7-point favorite. There was no way I thought the Packers would lose that game, and then they get beat. So the Lions can win tonight, but Tennessee, convince me, give me a scenario in which the Lions are able to slow down Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and they're able to put up enough points against the Baltimore defense is pretty good, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, even though they gave up the 41 to Buffalo.
I guess they did.
Kind of melted down the second half.
Give me a scenario.
I don't think it's going to go well for Detroit tonight. My only scenario for you is football is weird and weird things happen, right? Like, were the Vikings that much better than the Bengals yesterday, or did the Bengals just kind of self-implode with just weird turnovers that don't occur every game, right? Like, Baltimore against Buffalo, Derrick Henry fumbles the ball, and that led to Buffalo being able to come back on that one.
Turnovers and big plays.
Maybe Detroit comes up with some sneaky plays out of nowhere that Baltimore's not expecting. I have a hard time believing Detroit's going to be able to slow down Baltimore's offense. Yeah. So I think the Lions are probably going to have to score, go toe to toe with them offensively.
I think it generally is more than one matchup that will decide it, but it's was it Zay Flowers?
Yep.
Against it'll probably be Terry and Arnold. I would think they'll match up against each other because that's the main target for.
Yeah, obviously Baltimore is predominantly a running team first with Derek and Lamar and his ability to run. Lamar spreads the ball around, so I think Zay Flowers is drafting Zay Flowers brings May Flowers.
Yes. Let me write that down.
He's a quality receiver. Other than that, though, DeAndre Hopkins is up there in age. He did have a phenomenal catch earlier in the season for a tutty. Mark Andrews has not been the same. I think he's kind of hit the age thing that Travis Kelce has. He seems to have lost a step or two the last year or two. So the actual pass catching options are not threatening. The problem is you have to be so invested in stopping Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson from a run standpoint that it just opens things up because you have to commit so much of your attention to those two and their ability to run.
Let me ask you a question. If the Lions were to win tonight, would you be ready to declare that the roar has been restored?
Like I said earlier, we're either going to be looking at Detroit as 1 and 2 and how much are they in trouble, or we're going to think if they go and beat Baltimore tonight, we're at Baltimore, we're talking about them as big game contenders again. One of the best in the NFC. And especially with the Packers losing and the Vikings, who knows what we have in the Vikings moving forward. They're probably the biggest question mark in the division.
Well, and that's what I wanted to ask you. That was leading to my next question is, look at the Viking season, take it in the 3 games. The first game, they were bad in the first game until the fourth quarter. McCarthy, who had been, as the word you used, atrocious, which I think describes it perfectly, is brilliant. They pull the fat out of the fire and score 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to steal the game from the Bears. And then they just look absolutely awful against. I don't think there were any real highlights from the club in the game against the Falcons. And then we saw what happened yesterday. So do you have a read on the team? What you think, or do you think it's still because to me it's a bit of a mystery.
There's still a lot of Thibodeau. Yeah. Obviously all the injuries they've had, you really don't know what you have in your quarterback moving forward, whoever that quarterback is. At this stage, we still haven't seen enough out of Carson Wentz to go, all right, he's our guy moving forward, and clearly we haven't seen enough out of JJ. I do think having Christian Darrisaw back and then even Jordan Addison is going to be a big, big boost to that offense. Addison's going to give them another, like I said, he looks so great in training camp and joint practices and preseason. Well, I do think he's elevated to another level.
And in the time that Jefferson was out, he was good. He was very good.
But I think he's gone from, maybe I shouldn't judge this off of training camp stuff. But just using my own eyes, I think he's gone from quality wide receiver to, he would be a number 1 in a lot of places, if not for Justin Jefferson here. So I think the addition of those two is going to be a big boon to this offense moving forward. But now, I don't think he mentioned the KOC presser today. He mentioned that Donovan Jackson had to have surgery today in Los Angeles for his wrist. So he's going to be out at least the next 2 weeks. Now, out of all the spots to lose a guy, I do think Blake Brandel is a competent backup, so it shouldn't be a massive drop-off in that spot. But given you don't know the health of Ryan Kelly moving forward, it sounds like he'll be back, but he's been pretty iffy here the last couple of weeks. You just don't want to go back into that spot revert back into not having quality offensive line play, because we saw how that worked yesterday. To have that quality offensive line, it changed everything.
Yeah.
At least on that side of the ball. But I don't know what to think of the Vikings moving forward. I still think they need to win the next two, because that 4-game stretch with Philly, at Chargers, at Detroit versus Baltimore, if you could somehow pull off 2-2 in that 4-game stretch, I'd be elated. I don't envision that happening, regardless of who's at quarterback.
Detroit looks like the least difficult of those games, too. Because, I mean, Ravens, Eagles, you said Chargers?
Yeah, Ravens and Eagles are at home. Chargers and Lions on the road.
I think you're spot on with the 2-2.
If you're 2-2, then you're happy.
Yeah, I think you are. If you go 3-1, you're elated. If you're 4-0,
3-1, I'm getting a press credential for where the next big game is.
Well, if you're 4-0, you're planning the parade route.
Yeah.
Right? I know one thing going into tonight's game. Somebody's one is all done. Oh wait, they're both going to have a 1, regardless if it's in the win column or the loss column. So I guess that chant won't work.
What I do like about the Purple moving forward is I think their coaching combo, offense and defense of KOC and B-Flow is legit. So even against some of those teams, even when you have injuries, I think you have a chance. Ultimately, like the players got to make the plays, and the coaching can only go so far. But I think the coaches do put them in the best position to make plays and to win games.
Tomlin's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, I mean they've basically never been under 500 with him there.
Then who's after that? Browns? Who's their coach? Is that Stefanski still?
I will say, as I was watching yesterday, Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
I did think to myself, man, maybe we should have gotten Aaron Rodgers this offseason, right? Like. Because you can see if you have a competent professional quarterback in that system that KOC runs, they could be a quality team.
That was my whole argument for it. I mean, part of it was we talked about it from what we do for a living, where we speculate, procrastinate, prognosticate. It would have been fun. Rodgers, with his smarmy, arrogant attitude and his always interesting news conferences, it would have been fun. And, making the comparison to, Favre, ex-Green Bay quarterback, coming to Minnesota, Rodgers, ex-Green Bay quarterback, coming to Minnesota. By the way, both would have had stops with the New York Jets. It would have been great. And it wasn't just that part of it, but we talked about it. Most observers thought the Vikings were built to win right now. And that's not to say that a young quarterback can't be a part of that, right?
Yeah.
But how many times we hear how difficult it is to play quarterback in the NFL? It's the most demanding and hardest position in all the sports. And so again, the games, I mean, there was a quote from JJ from before the game last week, whether it was a Thursday or Friday, or maybe it was a Saturday, I saw it. And I'm paraphrasing it, but he was basically saying the difference is Wentz he's a veteran. There's not much he hasn't seen. There's not much that's going to surprise him. Whereas with McCarthy, it's still all new.
He has to see it.
He has to see it. It's all new. And that's why
it's hard to know how to react to a certain defense unless you've actually gone through it before.
And that's why when you have a team that's allegedly built, and I think most people felt the team said so. They felt they were ready to win now with the acquisitions they made on the interior of both the offense and defensive lines. And so having a veteran quarterback there. And then as I mentioned before, to me, it's not just the coach and the quarterback and your general manager. It's not all about you. And this is the guy we selected, so I got to play this guy out because I think he's going to be really good. There's 52 other players on the team that are going, especially guys that came here probably under the idea, a lot of money. They were paying a lot of money. And the idea they were going to start and they were playing for a team that was going to contend. And if you see a rookie quarterback struggling, and they just keep putting them out there week after week after week, and you're losing games, then you got guys going, what's going on here? Much like when the Twins went into fire sale. There were players on the team that were like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Even though I think it was foolhardy for anybody on that team to think the way the team was constituted that they were going to be able to contend for a division title or a wild card spot because they were spiraling out of control. But still, there are players on the team, so they're. And again, the coach and the GM got the final word. I mean, that's obvious. But I think sometimes players will feel a little bit disheartened. Those kind of conversations, I think, take place in locker rooms all the time, right?
Sure.
Players want to win, so.
Well, and if you're in one of those organizations, like the Carolina Panthers the last couple of years, right? They're one of the worst teams in the league. They can sit there and be patient with Bryce Young a little bit because you're trying to build to get to a point.
Correct.
We went into this season thinking this roster is all set with question marks at the quarterback position, but it's in a position to win now. So that's why I think it's early after one Carson Wentz game to go, all right, well, he's our guy the rest of the year, clearly. But I won't have a problem if Carson keeps playing like that and they are winning if they go, oh, we're just going to keep riding Carson because this team was built to win now.
Yep.
You've got older players. You got Harrison Smith doesn't care about next year.
No.
Right? You have older players on the interior defensive line that you brought in for a short-term fix. Even some older offensive linemen. Like, they're in a position to win now. So if you have a quarterback that gives you the best chance to win, now you put that quarterback in. And that doesn't mean that you're writing off J.J. McCarthy for the rest of his future.
Someone is asking, where is Sinekin's Packer review about yesterday's game? I don't see it on the website.
I always love that one.
Yeah, I'd like to the Packers review as well.
I heard they were calling it loser-proof.
Yeah.
Him and Blake Moore. Yeah.
Loser-proof?
Yeah.
You love that. Thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
I thought you did a bang-up job as well. We're in at 1 tomorrow, PJ Flex Show from noon until 1. If you'll remember, there were some plaudits for Grimm, but nobody mentioned about the job JG does, which is a little disappointing, I think, because I think JG does a really good job on that show. That's tomorrow, the PJ Flex Show from noon until 1, and then 10 will come in. I will start at 1. Mark Rosen will join us just before 2 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your day, and stick around. Big Ticket and JG, they're next here on The Fan.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Welcome back to the spotlight, young man.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that, because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.